I just wired up my old temporary charging cable.
Oh my god, there's a fire! Can you come help me? Help! Quickly, I'm around the corner!
This is Learning RV Life 101.
There is so much to learn.
On like a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it?
Just picked up a spool of 6-4 wiring so I can move the solar trailer to the final location. Get sun on it all day. A little windy today, but you may recall I had some problems with the well. It's good because we're testing solar. Anyhow, someone wired the 230 volt well pump to 120 plug, so I had to create this special connector here from my 230 volt or 240 volt on the generator to 120 volt to the well. So right now what I'm going to do is, because I got the main wire to go to the end location of the solar panel and the RV rig, I'm going to take these apart and wire them up appropriately. I just wired up my old temporary charging cable that charges the batteries from the generator, 50 amp. This is my temp cable, so it's now wired up to the well. So I am going to do permanent wiring on this guy now. This is the 6 gauge. It's going to run 100 feet to the solar trailer in its final location and the RV. I'm going to do a pin-to-pin continuity check. I'm going to make sure that this pin doesn't touch any of the other 4 and go around the horn like that for all 4. Make sure there's no internal shorts with what I did in the connector. Okay, I have an open circuit wired wire. Or pin to pin, I guess you would call it.
So Kirk just turned on the water faucet and water came out. I don't know if this is dumb, but I had no idea that we could have water come out of our sink.
The tank is, the freshwater tank still has some water in it. I never emptied it.
So normally you could just put water in the water tank and then there's water?
That's how it works.
I've never experienced an RV before.
There's a freshwater tank. There's a hot water tank. There's a gray tank, and there's a black tank.
There is so much to learn. How did you know about that?
If you look on the panel, it shows you that.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, I could read, but I don't know what that means.
The controller on the panel shows what levels there were. That's how I knew that I had to dump the black tank, and there's a little room left in the gray tank, and there's a fair amount of room.
We have paper towels.
We need an actual towel. So here. So I turned the pump on. That's how I was able to get
That's
pressure.
the water pump?
That's the water pump.
Right.
The batteries are full. The fresh tank is 2/3 full.
And that's the sink water?
Yeah, that's fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Black tank is empty because I emptied it. Gray tank is 1/3 full, so we have room in there. And the galley is the hot one.
That's crazy. I'm just think it's cool that there was water that came out of the sink. I didn't know it could do that.
This is learning RV life 101. Had no idea that any of these things worked. So cool.
Kirk just ate his first lunch at our new table. And you know what? McDonald's. That was the first time we ate food in here too. We had McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a restaurant of the Olympics, so we're good. So we came up here. We drove up separate, but Kirk got here before me, and he was working on. He needed a new, like, really thick, really long cable to attach to our solar panel, because one, we need to move it out from in front of our RV, but the cable that we have is too short to move it any farther than it is. So he had to go buy like this really long one so that we could move it, but also we needed to hook it up to the well. So we also needed a cable to plug it in down there too.
I basically want to measure how much current the well draws on each leg continuous, and then I'll know specifically which gauge wire I need to run over there, because I've had a bit of a tough time getting good information on the well pump, so I'm going to do it empirically.
What's empirically?
To measure it.
You're going to do it measuring?
I'm going to measure exactly what it does, rather than looking it up on a data sheet.
Oh, so you're going to test it instead of read about it?
Yeah, and then I'm going to fill up a couple of buckets of water, the 5-gallon buckets, so we can have them up here. We have 2 fire extinguishers, but I'd like to have water,
on hand,
dousing water on hand.
In case of fire?
For anything.
Oh.
Just one. We got 2 extinguishers, we got water. We also have, the tanks that have a little bit of fresh water and stuff. So
I'm so glad you think about that stuff.
What would you do if a fire started?
I would call the CAL FIRE down the street. And in a panic, I'd be like, oh my God, there's a fire! Can you come help me? Help! Quickly, I'm around the corner! That's what I would do.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do.
Wouldn't you do that?
Then we're going to move it to its final location, and I just need to undo this plug that's hooked into the RV. I need to take it off of its current cable, put it on the new cable that I just wired the other end to, and plug it in. I did leave the solar charger charging overnight and this morning, and it charged the batteries up full.
You did? You left them?
I left them on last night.
Oh, cool. Okay, so we have to drive the trailer over there and then plug the stuff in.
Yep.
Okay, I can do that.
What are you doing?
I'm getting our cable for electricity.
Yeah.
And you made me crawl under the RV
Trying to go straight line.
to get it. Ow!
Watch your back. I did that a couple times when I was working with the tarps.
Jeez.
Yeah, so just go directly to it. Is that as far as it goes? All right.
Go farther?
That should be good. That'll do it. Right there. I gotta take that off of that end and wire it onto this end. It's going to the trailer.
Now I have like a line of pain on my back.
Socks on.
You should have warned me that I was right under a slide. So when we were towing the solar trailer down to the spot where we want to keep it, one of these little wires got caught on a root on the floor and disconnected from the solar station. Kirk said a few choice words. He's not happy.
I know I should have zip tied them.
Right before we left, he goes, I should zip tie these. And then we just went. And then sure enough, one of the roots that we...
It ripped it out of the combiner box right here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna unplug the positive.
It came out of, see that one that's bent? That's the one. Is that a huge problem?
No, it's just, I only have 3 strings right now until I fix it. But I'm just gonna unplug the whole string.
On like a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it?
Like a 4.
Okay.
I hope.
Okay.
I think I should be able to re-crimp or re-put this back in on the other side, but I gotta take it apart and look at it. So I'm just gonna leave it.
You're gonna leave it for now?
Yeah, because it looks like the wire's still crimped. It just needs an MC4 connector. Hopefully the nut or whatever is in there, and it should seat back in. I hope it seats back in. That's the main thing. If it can seat back in here properly, then when I put this on, it should be fine. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave them unplugged. So now I only have 3 panels to work with. Next, I need to make sure we're pointed exactly south. So I need this one.
Okay. A little more.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
More. Here we go. South.
All right, sun's going down. I'm gonna get this wire in. Okay, we got the solar trailer moved over to the other side of the property. Got it pointing south. Got the cable on. I tested it real quick, and there's a big voltage drop on the line, so I had to do some troubleshooting. The trailer was previously wired in single phase, so they just jumped a single phase to the second phase. I don't know if there's some issue there, and that's why they did it. Now that it's wired like that, I assume maybe, or they just had it on a 30 amp 120 hookup. But yeah, there's something has major resistance and it's dropping the voltage down. So I gotta troubleshoot that, and the water system, I gotta tighten up some of the plumbing. That's it for today.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And join us on Patreon. See my spool?
Is this the expensive stuff that you need to?
Yeah.
How's your name on it?
We have paper towels.
We need an actual towel.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting down. Oh, just there. I thought you were gonna make me go outside.
Whereas this potentially could move, and you know, pulling the 10-foot ground copper out of the ground would be tough.